And we're back. So hi, my name's Charles. I've been playing Honkai Star Rail almost since launch, and I thought it might be fun with the lead up to 2.7 and 3.0 to go through the story again and experience it as a beginner. So this is my story. And we're at a particularly disturbing point. Well, not disturbing. We're at a weird point in the game where I've hit Trailblaze level 20 and I'm kind of stalled there because in order to get the... Where are we? Where's quests on this thing? I always get lost. No, that's assignments. I can do that later. Wow. I never use this interface to find it. I always find it in the top corner. But yeah, okay. To get the Trial of Equilibrium, I need to finish No Good with Farewells. And if we look at this handy-dandy quest tracker, we're currently on Eurilo 6 in the Withering Once Night, and we've got a long way to get to No Good with Farewells. We've basically, you can't see it on the tracker, we've got to get all the way through the underworld quests and make it to the point where we return to the overworld. So probably a good idea to get a move on. So let's escape this room.
Who goes there? Show yourself.
It's just me. Hi, Bronya.
Oh, it's you. Don't sneak up behind me next time. Lucky for you, I wasn't armed.
You shouldn't just go around shooting people. It's a civilian town.
No sleep for you either, huh?
I've been having some nightmares recently. Stellaron's been talking to me in my sleep, and it's somehow connected to your mum.
I understand. The more that weighs on your mind, the more your fears become dreamscapes. Actually, seeing as there's no one around, can I ask you some things?
Certainly.
This Stellaron you speak of, if you were to find it, how sure are you that you could stop the eternal freeze?
I don't know, honestly. I think Dan Hung would probably know that better than me.
Is he your leader? I feel he possesses a great stillness of mind in everything he does. You know, it was difficult for me to believe you. Some of the words you use are too alien for those that have lived their entire life in Belobog. As far as I was concerned, Madame Cocolia's order to arrest you sounded reasonable. But why didn't she issue it straight away? She must have realized something about you. Something I haven't yet been able to perceive for myself. It bothers me. What must have transpired to cause her such a drastic change? Still, orders are orders. It's not for soldiers to question their superiors.
You had no choice. Only a fool follows orders blindly.
I don't need you to remind me. And I didn't have every confidence that I was doing the right thing. But the sense of duty to carry out an order is bound to prevail with me. In the past, overworld soldiers on the front line would lose their lives in droves. And yet, the Fragmentum's advance would remain unaffected. Nevertheless, that was her reason for deploying all the Silvermane guards to the front line. The transport line for supplies in Geomera remained open, but the passage between the surface and the underground ceased. I approved of that decision. I never thought that the underworld would sink into such ruin without the Silvermane guards. Perhaps Mother was wrong, but how can I change her mind? I've tried, but she won't listen. I don't know how to get through to her.
Well, it's probably not the Silvermane guards being missing that's the cause of the underworld it being in the state it is. It's probably more the poverty, the imbalance of how much you receive from them versus how much you send them. I think that blaming it all on the fact that they didn't send down enough cops is a little reductive. You should become the Supreme Guardian.
You mean... What was I thinking? No, I shouldn't. That was a diabolical thought.
Sorry, I only said it because I've seen the plot.
The more I think about it, the more disoriented I get. Which in turn makes me think about it even more. I just want a better life for the people of Belobog.
The world is more complicated than you think. Let's work together. Maybe we can make a change. You can't save the world alone. I like that one.
Maybe you're right. Or not. Right now, I just need more time to think. Walk with me. Let's forget our problems for a while. I can't remember the last time I went for a walk like this. I never thought I'd take one through such a strange place, with someone I'd only just gotten to know. It's so quiet here. I'm not used to it. The quieter things are around you, the louder they... I'm surprised the vagrants in the Great Mine go after the mining teams. They must be desperate. Still, whatever their situation, a crime is a crime. How is the law supposed to find a balance between justice and compassion in the face of such complexity?
Sorry, I missed that entire piece of dialogue because I'm just mesmerized by the hip sway going on here.
Is that Seele? Let's go take a look.
I know. I'll go to Rivet Town and bring them back for you.
It's too dangerous to go alone. Get Oleg to send someone with you.
The rest of Wildfire has barely gotten any sleep the last few days. They should rest. They'd only be holding their eyelids open and slowing me down. Besides, didn't you say some of the miners were gravely injured? Lives are on the line.
Is there trouble? Sounds like we arrived just on time. Is this an opportunity for us to push Seele and Bronya together again? Is there trouble?
Aren't you supposed to be sleeping? What are you doing out here? Up to no good, perhaps?
We're just having a walk. Neither of us could sleep. You can rescind your baseless accusations.
Walk somewhere else, then.
Easy, Seele. Maybe they can help.
Ah, Natasha, you matchmaker. Always willing to help, Miss Natasha. We're not helping anyone with a temper like that. No problem, we'll help with anything. The big smile.
I'm grateful.
I still want to know what the hell that's for. And, why it doesn't just bobble all over the place when she's trying to run.
Here's the situation. The clinic is packed full of people injured in the mines incident. Since you helped us resolve things, Seele and I have been busy caring for them. As you know, the underground is lacking resources to begin with. Add on the sudden nature of the incident, and it's no surprise that the clinic is almost out of medical supplies. We need to acquire more. Somehow.
Somehow. Are there other towns in the underground? Get Sampo to acquire some.
The situation in other towns is even worse than ours. As the fragmentum spreads underground, more monsters go roaming around, causing trouble for all the towns. That means more vagrants in the mines.
Surely that means the vagrants are in danger and we need to protect them too. They're people as well, you know.
The town's resources have been swallowed up by the fragmentum. To get anything now, people have to risk their lives.
And that's a bit of a weird thing about this segment, how we've set up this, upper class in the upper city, struggling lower class in the lower city who we need to sympathize with, and then we're completely othering the people who are the lower class of the lower class, who are the vagrants.
Easy now, Seele. Anger isn't good for one's health. Seele and I actually aren't from here. We both come from an industrial town to the north. A few years ago, the fragmentum began to seep into the town center. I used to manage an orphanage and clinic there. But after the fragmentum corroded the area, I had no choice but to move here to Boulder Town. After all, I have to survive myself if I want to save more people.
Go to a corroded town to collect some useful resources? I'm in.
Sounds like a fetch quest to me. We'll help too. Alright, what's the plan? How come you catch on this quick?
You want to come as well? But you look quite tired.
Hold up. I never said you could join us.
We just volunteered.
People's lives are at stake. Why wouldn't you want another person to help? Besides, I have some experience with the fragmentums. I'm sure I will be of use.
Well, just don't slow me down.
We'll do our best.
Seele's lack of outright rejection means she approves of you. With you all accompanying her, my mind will be more at ease. Come, let me give you a list of materials we need. The
Okay.
place you're going to is called Rivet Town. Follow the path through the mountains to the north for a bit, and you'll arrive there.
Fetch quest.
I'm almost out of metal plates and bandages used for immobilizing broken bones. There's a market in the center of Rivet Town. Residents left behind piles of materials there when they evacuated. Please look for some there. Oh, also rubbing alcohol. I kept a bunch at the orphanage, since the kids often got into tussles. I didn't bring it with me when I left. Oh, I hope it's still intact. Lastly, painkillers. There should be a bunch stored in the old lab. Hopefully they haven't been destroyed by monsters. These should be enough to get by for a bit longer. Be careful, don't push yourselves too hard.
Metal plates and bandages, rubbing alcohol, and painkillers. Let's go. If we leave now, we can still make it back before sundown. When it comes to helping injured people groaning in pain, the sooner the better.
If we hadn't happened to be passing by, were you really planning on going into the fragmentum alone?
Of course. What's all the fuss about? I've done that loads of times.
So reckless. According to the rules of the Silvermane Guards, any expedition into the fragmentum must have a squad of at least 4 members, as well as a communications officer.
Exactly. A rule of the Silvermane Guards. Don't apply your rules to us.
Thank you. If we hadn't run into you two, Seele would have had to venture into the fragmentum on her own. I know it's not her first rodeo, but the thought of her taking on those horrid monsters, I can't help but worry.
If she gets in trouble, she can always disappear in a sea of butterflies. You seem to care a lot about her.
Well, she grew up before my eyes, after all. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Seele has been like this since she was little. Impulsive and eager to be the best. For people who don't know her, they might find her difficult. But you can trust her, even with your life. Stick around a bit longer, and you'll see what I mean.
Just sad that she's fallen off as a DPS. Now, we could fast travel to Rivet Town, but let's not.
Where have you been?
I do like the underworld music as well.
We're here. This is Rivet Town. Everything looks familiar. Let's go, and watch your step. We haven't been here in a long time. There are probably some monsters around.
And probably a lot of rivets.
See anything here? Let's find higher ground to get a better view. Way over there. See that house on the hill? That's Natasha's old orphanage. After Oleg found me, he sent me there. I spent over half my childhood in that place.
It looks quite impressive.
Natasha said that the house was donated by some rich businessman. Whatever his business may have been, he must have been a good person. I miss those carefree days as a kid.
Huh.
What? Nothing to say?
No, it's just... this place seems familiar somehow. Never mind.
Weirdo. Look down there. See the mess that remains of those old stalls? That's Rivet Town's market. The supplies Natasha wants are probably there. Let's keep moving. Watch out for monsters.
Alright, let's get going.
Careful. Enemies ahead.
Fighting is meaningless. Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Everyone is at level 30, so
Restaurant?
it shouldn't be too hard to spam our way through all of these battles.
Restaurant in town. Natasha would bring the kids who behaved well here for a special meal.
So, did she ever bring you?
Ooh, burn.
I was a goody two-shoes? Of course not.
I've no interest in conflict. The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break! Let's make it quick.
Oh, I don't think I've looked at these guys' stories. The Imaginary Weaver, strange beings that do not belong to this world. Passing through countless barriers, they arrive from the other side of the vast, dark, starry sky. Their bodies are like diseased branches breaching into reality, using imaginary power to twist reality at will. Cool.
Time for the main event. Turn it up!
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
I will. Is there anything around this corner? Yes, there's a chest.
Is that all?
Hey, beggars can't be choosers. It was just sitting around.
The facilities here seem to be in pretty good shape. Not like those of a place that has been abandoned for years.
Now that you mention it, it does seem a little... Could people still be living here? Impossible.
I think there's a side quest that ends up here, isn't there? I think one of the Clara side quests. All these tellies and stuff.
Looks good.
Oh, more monsters.
There's a bunch of crates, pal. Watch out.
Oops, sorry. Interrupted the dialogue.
Are made to be broken.
Embarrassing airbat.
Let's go.
Pretty good. Let's rock!
So... Aha. Somebody's waiting for us behind there. Ah, that's a big enemy.
Darn. How could they all be empty? Now even the monsters are gathering supplies?
The monsters of the Fragmentum don't need any materials we humans use. And if they did take anything, this place would look much messier.
You mean that someone else got here and took everything before us?
It's just a guess, but there are also some footprints on the ground here.
The scent of dirt is still fresh. They can't have come too long before us. Let's go then. We need to find something, even if we have to search every corner of this market.
For an abandoned city, this cart is pretty well stocked.
Eric? Hey, Brat! How could you come here by yourself? Oh, don't you know how dangerous this place is?
Seele! You aren't the boss of me. I can go wherever I want. It's none of your beeswax.
I can also talk with my mouth closed.
You took the materials and hid them all here. Not bad, kid. But if we didn't take care of those monsters, what were you planning to do? Just stay here, shaking in your boots?
Who asked you to do anything? I was just about to escape. I didn't need your help at all.
Still stubborn, huh? Then tell me, how exactly were you gonna get those big metal plates out of here past those monsters?
There's always a way.
That's enough. He's just a kid.
Don't let him fool you. Everyone in the underworld knows that this brat is a no-good thief. If I remember correctly, even the clothes you're wearing came off another kid's back.
About that.
Tell us, what do you even want metal plates and gauze bandages for? We need them to save people.
I know this angle is supposed to be the child's perspective, but it's also very distracting.
200.
What?
200 shield.
Are you kidding me? You want to negotiate?
I don't have any money with me. A 200 shield is worth, like, almost a full set of relics at that shop. That's a lot of money. What a ripoff.
It's just 200. But I never bring my coin purse with me on a mission.
You're actually planning to give this little crook money? I'm telling you, this is his same old trick.
No! Not this time. I really need money. My daddy.
Aww.
Pretending to use your dad again as an excuse. If he knew about this, you'd be in big trouble.
No!
Seele, do up your shorts.
Seele, that's enough. It's Eric, right? Here, you can have this.
What's this?
This is a medal given to me by the architects. See that blue stone in the middle? That's a geomerald crystal of the highest purity. You need money for your family, right? Take this and show it to a knowledgeable buyer, and they'll instantly know how valuable it is.
Thank you.
But you'll have to promise me one thing. You'll never steal other people's things again. Promise?
I promise. I'll never steal things again.
He's just there thinking, what a mark.
Then it's a deal. If you go back on your promise, I'm going to bring my Silvermane guards with me and catch you myself. Here, take the medal and go back to the town. We already took care of any threat on the way. You'll be safe.
Thank you. Whoever you are. You guys can take all of these things. You guys need to be careful too. There seems to be something real scary in that house up on the hill. Oh, right. The road across from the market is blocked. If you want to go further, you'll have to go to the shopping street.
Got it. Thanks for the tip.
You got played.
It was pretty important to you, right? Are you sure you're okay just giving it to Eric like that?
If it will make him change his ways, it's more than worth it.
What if he doesn't?
From a young age, my mother taught me to be forgiving and to preserve the goodwill in people's hearts. Even if I am but a small glimmer of light in this world, I must try my best to shine brightly for others. I must give him a chance, Seele, because other people can't.
I don't really get what you just said. Anyway, we should get moving. Eric said that we need to take the shopping street to go any further. I think I still remember where it is. This way.
This way. So we got metal plates and bandages. Can we open this yet? We can. It's puzzle time. Okay, so that's more like... There we go.
So that's how it works. Is that all?
Ooh. Shiny. Sparkly.
We need a strategy.
Freeze!
Oops.
Move carefully.
Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it!
Maybe take the ads out first.
Pretty good crowd today.
Rules are made to be broken.
Let's rock! My turn! Here!
I've no interest in conflict.
Just notice that he's not vulnerable to anything except March. Oops, did not slow him, so let's just use the ult anyway.
But the vision, break!
This song's for you.
This is probably going to hurt a little bit, so let's protect people who have been damaged a little bit.
Fighting is meaningless.
Gotta try.
See if we can freeze this guy. Might have been worth saving that for the next time he wound up, but
Let's rock!
beggars can't be choosers.
Running into me!
Yeah, just shield whoever has the lowest hit points.
Let's go.
Pretty good crowd today. Ready to lose yourself? You can fight it, or rock with it!
Try that again!
Let's make it quick. Of life in this sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
Ooh, forgotten to read your story. Stormbringer. Monsters that have experienced corrosion as the fragmentum expanded, they now have a more nimble way of fighting after the source of their power mutated. Stormbringers utilize the power of the wind to aid them in battle, enabling them to fire arrows more rapidly. So it's kind of an upgraded version of the Centaur that we had to fight in the Herta space station.
No interesting.
Okay, I will probably not do too many of those battles right now, because
Whoa, there's so much!
they take up screen time. It's just more a questing stream than a fighting stream. Get ourselves some heals. And follow the yellow dots.
This is the street, all right. The orphanage should be at the end.
These shops and signs. Why do I feel like I've seen them before?
Okay, so we also need one to come that way, so there we go. We've repaired the little robot, let's follow it.
Rules are made to be broken.
Indeed they are.
couldn't have done it without me.
And here's a chest. There's another big fight round that corner. I will not do that one right now. I will just follow the path to the orphanage.
Too late to repent.
Incineration Shadewalker. Shades that wander in the Fragmentum after the arrival of the Eternal Freeze. It mimics the form of the Silvermane Guards in a twisted manner, fitted with the same uniformed armors as the Belobog warriors. Its skull is, however, replaced by faceless embers. Incineration Shadewalkers will swing their fiery axe and burn their enemies in battle.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break! Let's go.
Turn it up!
The entrance to the orphanage is up this way. I wonder what the old
Too late to repent. Let's make it quick.
Have we looked at these birdies before? Yes, we have. We looked at them when we were approaching Belobog itself.
Rules are made to be broken. Let's go.
And we'll go up the stairs.
Almost there. I didn't
It's the
expect
game.
this place to be so well preserved.
Well, you know, it's what ice does.
It's been so long, but this place hasn't changed one bit. It looks like there's a lot of stuff piled outside. Let's go see if there's any rubbing alcohol for Nat.
These crates have been sitting here for many years, right? Even if they have materials in them, are you sure they are still usable?
Do you think undergrounders care about expiration dates? Even having any supplies is a miracle in itself. No. No. How are they all empty? Who could have...
Careful! Enemy behind you!
That's a big one.
I've only seen this kind of monster before in the restricted zone.
I don't care how big you are. You dare sneak up on us from behind. This is it for you, pal!
Move carefully.
Ice out of space. A strange being that does not belong to this world. Nurtured in the Fragmentum brought by the Stellaron, it feeds upon this world's root structures to obtain energy. Its armor reflects the gloomy and profound starry sky. In combat, the ice out of space will freeze targets it touches. I really should have brought Astra along on this fight instead of Saval.
The truth
But
of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
we will make do.
Pretty good crowd today.
Let's rock! Phew! You can't run!
This isn't going to work because it's an ice beast. It's probably resistant to ice.
I've no interest.
In fact, that's exactly what it is. But we should be able to break it down anyway.
Let's make it quick.
Yeah.
Rules are made to be broken.
Batter up.
That was it?
Well, it was 3 against 1.
Nah, I could have taken it on by myself. But still, fighting alongside you two was pretty fun.
They did miss out an opportunity to give us like a trial Seele and Bronya for this bit. You know, just a, like, especially early days when they wanted us to pull Seele.
Should be all clear now. Let's poke around. The kids at the orphanage were always getting into scraps when we played out here. If I remember it right, there ought to be some supplies for our cuts and bruises stored in that corner there. I just hope the monster didn't get to them.
The change of POV stuff that they add later really gives them more opportunities to showcase characters.
Huh? What are you talking about?
This building? This playground equipment? I've seen it all before.
What? Come on, the overground and underground have been sealed off from each other for over 10 years. It would have been used if a Silvermane guard had come down here, let alone an overworld princess.
This is me realizing just how many times I've got this timeline wrong, so it's 10 years that it's been sealed off.
Wait, unless... before that...
Yeah, I mean, if it's only been sealed off for 10 years, there's plenty of opportunity for Bronya to have been down here as a child.
Yes, it's a possibility. That would explain why my memory of it is so blurry. Come on. I need to look around a bit more before I can be sure.
Let's explore, pick up a book. Musicians of Belobog, Volume 4. Oh, there's a sparkly thing here.
I found this. Here, take it.
What is it? It's the top of a box.
What is this? A brooch?
Natasha would often teach us how to make different handicrafts. This must be some kid's masterpiece.
And why give it to me?
You gave your medal to that kid Eric. This thing might not be as valuable, but it's at least a replacement of sorts.
But didn't someone work hard to make this? I can't just take it from here.
You sure are prissy, huh? Just take it.
A girl's trying to give you a present, Bronya. Read the room.
We've looked everywhere but here. I hope my memory is right. It's... Ah! Yes! We found it! Great! And it's barely damaged. Nat wouldn't have expected her old supplies from years ago to have stayed in such good condition.
You should still check the expiration date for things like rubbing alcohol. If it's expired, it won't be effective.
True. Let me check a few bottles. Huh? What's this?
This is...
It's a scene from that short with Acheron and Black Swan.
This is... something from when I was a child.
When you were a child? Are you sure?
You came to this town as a child? Could it be when you were a child?
Yes. I remember now.
Always ask the open-ended question, because people have to fill it in rather than just saying yes or no.
I used to live here. Before the architects took me away, before Madame Cocolia adopted me, I used to live here. I'm an undergrounder.
You're... an undergrounder? Wait a minute. You're saying that Cocolia, the Supreme Guardian, adopted you? Then...
Yes. I'm the successor chosen by the architects. In the future, I will become the guardian who leads Belobog.
I mean, how do you forget something like that? Like, my memory isn't great, but I remember quite a lot of things that happened to me quite early in life. Especially, like, I moved from England to Australia when I was 5 years old, and I still remember things about living in England. I remember moving to Australia quite well, and being ripped out of your little orphanage home and taken to the overworld would have been a pretty big event in your life, Bronya. How do you just forget that? Has your brain been washed by Cocolia in some way?
Why? Why didn't I remember this until now? My childhood memories are so blurry.
Cocolia must have done something to make you forget. Yeah, I'm going with that one just because of what I just said.
No. Mother would never do that to me. There's no way she would. The architect said that the guardian successor is selected from among all people in Belobog. The selection process can take anywhere from a few years to a few decades. During that time, all children of the appropriate age in both the overworld and the underworld will be tested. In the end, only one child deemed as worthy will be chosen. I must have been chosen from among the children here and then taken to the surface.
It's a weird-ass system, but I guess it's no worse than inheriting by birth. Oh, Seele just looking up.
Orphanage are always coming and going. I never thought that there would have been a future Supreme Guardian among us. Does Nat know about this? Could she have been keeping it a secret?
I don't think she knows. The selection of the successor is done with utmost secrecy. And the child chosen must completely say goodbye to their past.
So you were abducted from an orphanage.
I became the daughter of Madame Cocolia. My only identity is that of guardian successor. But I'm not good enough. Every day I see Silvermane guards sacrifice their lives in the Fragmentum, but I've never had the resolve to try to change Mother's mind. The underworld has been struggling, but I never tried to help. I didn't even know that it was my own home that had fallen into such a dire state. In the end, I haven't been able to guard anything. How could they have thought that I was worthy to be the successor?
She's having a crisis of faith. Lift her up, Seele.
Hey, are you done?
Whoa, extreme close-up.
Huh?
Wow. Ugh, so annoying.
What?
What? You thought I should feel sorry for you after your little speech? You can hide in your palace while you fuss over your overworld problems. And on the front line, it's not even you who's putting their life in danger. But in the underworld, what do we worry about? If we'll have food for our next meal, or survive to the next week. Even if I am but a small glimmer of light in this world, I must try my best to shine brightly for others. Didn't you say that? Well, if you really want to protect everyone, what are you standing here crying for? Get to it!
You're right. You're right. Self-pity doesn't help solve anything. Thank you, Seele. Usually when I feel sorry for myself, I am met with gentle consolation. Never has anyone dared to be tough and make me snap out of it.
I'm no good at consoling, but I can hit you on the head a few times, no problem. I can tell that you have a big burden to carry. Why do you force yourself to?
As the successor to the Guardian of Belobog, I must always be vigilant of my behavior and thoughts.
Don't mind me, just mining thumbnails.
Yeah, Lady Bronya. Miss Future Supreme Guardian comes from the same orphanage as me. Who thought it would be a good idea to put us together, huh?
The writers.
How about I show you around the orphanage a bit more? Unlike you, my memories from when I was little are crystal clear.
Okay. I'll indulge in old memories with you for a while.
I should let those two be alone for a bit.
Give them a moment to flirt.
Thing left to find is painkillers. I'll see if there's any nearby.
Nothing in the mailbox? The fact that there isn't a quick cutscene where March uses the slide is actually criminal.
Oh, yes, it's here. We found it. Thank you, Perkins.
Warning. Warning. Danger detected.
I'm not danger. I'm just, like, a dude. I'm just passing by.
Detect Clara. Initiating active defense mode.
I've killed a lot of you robots so far. I don't think that you're going to be a huge challenge.
Don't. Stop. I've seen this person before. He's not bad, right?
Command received. Danger removed. Deactivating active defense mode.
This place is dangerous. You should leave.
I think you're the one who's like a small child wandering around with one of the less powerful robots.
Perkins is protecting me. I'll be alright. I'm going to leave after I gather up these painkillers.
Oh, I think we're at cross purposes here.
Is that what you're here for too? That would make sense. I'm sure a lot of miners are injured, right? Huh. If everyone could just get along, things would be easier. Here you are. I hope the medicine is of help to you.
Is Svarog here too?
No. Mr. Svarog, he's my family. I met Mr. Svarog when I was real little. He took me in and took care of me.
He's the one thing that proves that Svarog is not just a calculating robot.
I'm really sorry about what happened back in the Great Mine. Mr. Svarog doesn't trust any humans besides me, especially everyone from Wildfire.
Why did Svarog attack us?
Mr. Svarog doesn't want to hurt people, but he always follows the calculations of his analysis. He thinks that interaction with humans is inefficient.
I've worked with people like that. It's tiring.
Wildfire wants everyone to leave the underground, but Mr. Svarog wants everyone to stay here. According to his calculations, the overground is already unsafe.
Well, it is full of fragmentum monsters. But the underground is safer?
Yes. At least according to Mr. Svarog's calculations. He says that his responsibility is preservation.
For the Amber Lord.
He must make decisions that best protect humanity.
The fragmentum will swallow up all the underground sooner or later. I mean, that is kind of my point. Like, there's a very limited amount of time left, and just trying to extend that a few more days is not an efficient use of time.
I know that Wildfire wants to talk to Mr. Svarog, but no matter how many times you talk to him, Mr. Svarog won't change his mind. So please trust me. I'll try to persuade Mr. Svarog. Hopefully one day he'll finally listen.
Clara, what are you doing here?
You're Miss Seele from Wildfire. I came here to...
Why are you helping the vagrants look for medicine? If they're so great, how could they make a little girl go around running errands for them?
No, it's not like that. I wasn't made to do anything. It's just that the living conditions for the vagrants aren't great. There's not even a clinic in their camp. So I wanted to help them out.
See, that was my point. They're the underclass of the underclass.
Also, not all of them are bad people. Everyone just wants to survive. Miss Seele, did this medicine belong to Miss Natasha? Then, can you give me some? the vagrant's injuries are quite serious.
I see. Let's split these painkillers then.
Look, you can't say no to Clara when she asks you in that voice. You would have to have absolutely no heart.
Really? We don't need to ask Miss Natasha first?
If I know Nat, she won't mind. Although, this will make it more difficult for us. She'll understand. She always does.
Great. Thank you, Miss Seele.
Are you leaving? This old town is too dangerous. We'll accompany you part of the way.
It's fine. I have Perkins for company. And I have some more things I need to look for here first.
Understood. Be careful, though.
Box of special painkillers.
Metal plates and bandages, rubbing alcohol, painkillers. Great, that's everything. Let's go report to Natasha in Boulder Town. It won't take long to get back.
Errand complete. And we picked up a little record. And a chest.
Huh?
And a puzzle. Oh, it's not even a puzzle, it just opens the gate immediately. So this takes us back to where we came up the stairs. And where was the way back in? The way in... Oh, it is back there. Oh, I see. It's back all the way back there. You have to go around there. I'm too lazy. Let's fast travel.
Wanna go take some pictures?
No, let's just have a chat to Natasha.
Nat, we're back.
That's our Seele. Nothing if not punctual. So, did you find any usable supplies? Oh, let me see. Metal plates, gauze bandages, painkillers, rubbing alcohol. Ah, perfect. That's everything I needed.
Everything a girl needs for a good night out.
It's just... there are less painkillers than I'd expected. Did someone break into the storage room?
We shared some with Clara.
Clara? Huh. If she was there too, then I understand. She wants to look after the injured vagrants, right? Clara's always been a kind-hearted girl. I think you made the right decision. Still, it means I'm going to have to draw up a detailed dosage plan.
Hey, don't worry. I'll help you.
Seele doesn't seem to be the kind who's good at spreadsheets, but okay.
No need. I'll handle the clinic. I assume you three have more important things to be getting on with, right? Oleg will be waiting, not to mention your two companions.
I'd nearly forgotten about those two, even though, in-game, they were accompanying me in every fight.
So you guys aren't that close after all? I thought you were sworn friends.
Oh, you're adorable, Bronya. He was obviously joking.
No, I wasn't. I didn't even realize they didn't come on the mission with me until someone just pointed it out.
I bet old Oleg wants to talk about Svarog. We should get going. Sorry, Nat. We'll have to leave the wounded to you.
Oh, no worries. I hope things go smoothly.
I'm sure they will. Oh, and evidence that I have indeed paid for one thing in this game. Oh, and we have Natasha. We finally canonically have a healer on our team.
Aren't you? We didn't get any rest last night.
You're gonna have to step it up, you know? My record is 6 days, no shut-eye.
You should not compete on how long you've been without sleep. It's very unhealthy. I think Twitch had to make a whole bunch of rules about streams that go too long because people were doing no no sleep streams and actually seriously harming themselves. But anyway, we have finished that little quest into Rivet Town. And we've made Natasha happy, which makes me happy. And we're going to sign off for this episode. Next time, we go in and try to get an audience with Svarog and hopefully get him on our side for sealing the Stellaron and saving the world. But that will be a quest for another day. And I think next time we've got some pulls backed up, so we should be able to do some pulls as well. So if you are still hanging out with me and watching these videos, thank you very much for coming along, and I will see you in the next one.